Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olson, the Tolkien Professor, and I am joined, excuse me, as always, by Gryfflet. So, Gryfflet is still here on the Bridge of Troomdring because he just noticed he was about to leave for Galtrev, but he just noticed these banners here. Were those there the whole time? Are those new? Like, did they put those up after the battle or something? Because I'm thinking they did, because Gryfflet does not remember those, and I kind of think that that's the kind of thing I would have noticed, and especially since this one over here is in the bushes that I, like, that were on fire that I put out. I think, like, I especially would have had, you know, like, my attention drawn to that. So, right? Are those new? Because if so, that would be kind of cool, you know, if Guto, as the new chief, has, like, made up new stag banners. I have to say, this banner doesn't exactly say recapturing the glory of the stag clan, but it's an interesting kind of concept, right? Like, you've got the stag's head in profile with what looks like a foreleg, like as if the stag is leaping. So the front bit of a stag, the front bit of a stag in profile of a leaping stag. I guess. It's only like hemmed on one side and then all raggedy on the others. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. And, you know, like increasing a little, you know, increasing the heraldry is a good step in the right direction. So, you know, I like that. Anyway, okay. So Gryfflet is heading down to Galtrev today. Concerning which I am pretty excited. So, let's, we better detect treasure, because you never know when you might find treasure. Now, let's see. As I recall, I can't go down that way, because that's just down the way to the farm. I gotta go up and then around, right? Yes, that is correct. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go, and we're gonna continue on that road that we were going on when we were interrupted by the messenger of Isengard, who said that we should go back and rescue the town. Right. Okay. Alright, so... Okay. Hey there, chat room. Trying to monitor the chat over here. When I see when I'm looking over that way, that's when I'm looking at the chat, which is sitting right over there. Okay. So... Let's see. Gryfflet is level 70. I think it's... getting kind of close to time. I think before I leave Galtrev, I'm gonna have to level pause him, because he's already what 3 or 4 levels above all of the quests in Galtrev. So we don't want to let Gryfflet get too OP, as my sons would say. All right. And there's Osdunhuth up there. Right? Yeah. Just looks so impressive from this side. Alright. So what do you guys... Ooh. Hang on. I was going to ask what you guys wanted to talk about today. But hang on. I know what I want to talk about. Another ruin. Gondorian, you can tell by the little wings right on that little tower. Not to mention the color of the stone, which is pretty standard Gondorian construct in these parts. Okay. Excuse me, river-dwelling ox. Coming through. Where am I now? Oh, right. That ruin, which is on the map and everything. Well, well, well. What is this place? Have I been here? Can I get there from here? Is it all cliffs on this side? Gonna go around? Yeah, I don't think I can get in here. It's cliffs all the way down. Tugmigo? Yeah. Alright, I'll see if I can come at it from the other way. We cannot possibly Ah, okay. Here we go. Now we're down in Prenguiv. All right. Aha. Oh, come on. That's not right. That is not okay. Ooh, hang on. What question? Oh, a lore question about other kinds of lore. Do I have a preferred translation of Dante's Divine Comedy that I would recommend? Great question, JJ. Yes. My favorite is the translation by Alan Mandelbaum. And what I like best about it is that it does not... Here's the main thing I would say. Do not read an English translation of Dante's Divine Comedy that attempts to render Dante's verse into rhyme. If it rhymes, ditch it. I am almost as annoyed by rhyming translations of Dante's Divine Comedy as I am by not being able to get into this stupid ruin, which is just not fair. All right. Now I've got a wolf here. Okay. So, JJ, here's the reason I say that. Of course, if you have heard anything about Dante's Italian, you'll know that rhyme is hugely important to the Divine Comedy. I mean, the meter, the terza rima structure, the rhyming meter that Dante uses is unbelievable. With the interlacing lines of so he does 3 rhymes, but he doesn't just alternate. You know, he interweaves the sets of 3 rhymes, and he maintains it all the way through the Divine Comedy. It's a remarkable sort of literary feat that he accomplishes in the meter that he developed for the Divine Comedy. So you might say, well, like, rhyme is a really important part of it. Yes, in Italian. So if you're reading it in Italian, you can enjoy that. But English rhyme, I really... So, okay, like, poetry translations are really tough. Anyway, I guess... Does anybody know if I can get into that bloody ruin? Like, I don't think I can. That looked like the gate, and the gate was closed. So I'm going to proceed in the faith and hope that I am going to be allowed into that ruin at some future time, if only I'm sufficiently persistent about pursuing quest lines, which I'm prepared to be. So we'll have to see if I can, if my faith proves well founded there. But that was a depressingly solid-looking gate, I have to say. Anyway, where am I? Approaching Galtrev. Yeah. Oh, man, I better turn this way. This looks like the way. Anyway, okay. So, so JJ, back to the Pine Leaf. A prose translation is actually good. The reason I like Mandelbaum is that Mandelbaum, he does use verse, but he doesn't use rhyme, right? So that there is an attempt to I mean, it does capture sort of some of the feel of Dante without trying to strain it, because it's always a strain. You can't translate poetry into another language. You just can't do it. It's not possible. I mean, it's like one of the theoretical, it's like almost one of the definitions of poetry, actually, like that which cannot be translated into another language. And when you try to imitate, to sort of import the poetic mode of one language into a different language, you just end up doing violence to the sense of it. I mean, it's pretty much impossible. If you sort of think really roughly, right, of 2 elements of poetry, one, the like sense, the meaning, right, of the words, and the substance of what is being conveyed, on the one hand, and then the poetic structure on the other hand, things like meter and rhyme and stuff like that. If it's impossible, absolutely impossible, to do both of those things, to translate both of those things into another language. You usually kind of have to go for one or the other, right? Either I'm going to try to do justice to the, sense and meaning, the words, the substance of the poem, and not try to at the same time replicate in modern English what's going on there, or I'm gonna you do the form, but in doing the form, I'm gonna have to leave behind a lot of the substance, a lot of the original thing, and that's generally what happens with those rhyming translations of Dante, and especially since Dante's rhyme is so elaborate, that it's almost impossible to do in English. It really is. Italian is a little easier to rhyme in the language because the word endings are much similar. There's a bigger pool of similar word endings in Italian. So attempting to do terza rima in English would be really, really tough under any circumstances, and you certainly couldn't do it without absolutely, sort of butchering the content, and that is the substance, the words of the poem. So, don't read rhyming translations. That's seriously, that's the first thing I look at when I see a Dante translation. I pick it up, I'm like, does it rhyme? Not for me. Forget about it. A good prose translation, Pine Leaf, I think is a really good way to go. Otherwise, Mandelbaum is like sort of blank verse, free verse-ish. Again, it doesn't attempt rhyme, and I pretty much kind of like it. Now, Fairvenin asks, how useful or accurate then are the Psalms, wisdom books, and prophets in English translation? See, Fairvenin, they just translate them into prose, right? That's why the Psalms are translated into prose, because you can't really represent Hebrew verse very well. Some of the poetic techniques of Hebrew verse do kind of translate, but they don't look like poems, right? They don't exactly read like poems, and that's fine, actually. So the Psalms are kind of prosy translations, as I understand. I mean, I know very little about Hebrew verse, much less than I know about terza rima, which is not all that much anyway, as my Italian is pretty poor. So, but still, there you don't want to, if again. Fairvenin, and I would say the same thing. If I were looking at a translation of the Psalms that tried to rhyme, basically that tried to force the translation into an English poetic structure like rhyme or something, I'd get really uncomfortable with that too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, Ethelwad has a Watership Down lore question. This is a very interesting hodgepodge of lore questions here today. All right, hang on, Ethelwad. I'll get to that in a second. I can't leave Halberd hanging forever here. Hey there.
The passage through Trum Drain went well.
Oh yeah.
Good.
No problem, Halberd. Yeah, we did great. I mean, okay. It was kind of sad because the elder died and stuff, but I helped with the succession and we saved the town, and it was good in the long run. Okay. Great. Now we must see what awaits us here in Prenguith. Good, yeah.
I want to know if Saruman's promises have already taken hold here.
Okay. Galtrev is a place of no little significance, and I want to know if Saruman's promise has already taken hold. Okay. Start in the lower reaches, and see if anyone will speak to you of the situation in Prenguith. All right, let's see. So in the north, in Trum Drang, we had those people were being victimized by the Dragon Clan, who is clearly firmly under the hand of Saruman, but they were doing their own thing. They were using that as an excuse to basically pursue like an imperialistic program there, and to annihilate the Stag Clan. Okay. So, given that there's a half-orc named Ruthless Tom standing in the gate of Galtrev, Halbered, I would say, actually, you might have spotted that from there, frankly, but that's okay. I'm going to say, yes, I think that Saruman is having an influence of some kind in Galtrev. Just gonna, suggest that. Anyway, okay, sorry. So let me, I talked to Ruthless Tom here. Hi! Why should the White Hand grant me admittance? Because because I'm trying to spy out the land is probably not a good answer. I'm a merchant who, I didn't think of a good story, Ruthless Tom. I wish he would just show some Ruth. It's a good word, by the way. It's one of those things, like you know, like you can be unkempt, but nobody ever talks about being kempt, right? Which just means combed, by the way. It's the past tense of comb. Like to comb your hair. So if you're kempt, it means you've been combed. If you're unkempt, it means you haven't been combed. And that kempt, K-E-M-P-T, is almost straight from the Middle English spelling of that word, actually. But anyways, similarly, ruthless, right? We got ruthless Tom, but you never see anybody who's ruthful. Ruth, of course, means pity. It's a great word. It's a really important word. That's like the direct Middle English translation of like the pity, like you know, it was Ruth that stayed his hand, ruth and mercy, not to strike without need. So the Ruth of Bilbo will rule the fates of many. It's an important word. Anyway, sorry. Okay. A traveler wishes to gain access to Galtrev. Yep, that's right, traveler. I should have thought of that. Why should the White Hand wave you into Saruman's most productive new village? Oh dear. Galtrev is home to many wonders and conveniences. Really? Wow. Like labor-saving devices and stuff, right? Has he been wonders and conveniences? Conveniences is a really interesting word that you've chosen there, Ruthless Tom. Cannot be found anywhere else in Dunland. Only laborers and workers and close allies of Saruman may come here now. If I enter, I have to find work. Travelers will find no easy accommodations here. Report to each of the overseers. The town supplies are blocked, our shipment is late, and I will not answer for the failure of my inferiors. Actually, I'm not sure it works that way, Ruthless Tom, but okay. I'll go see the overseers and see what happens there. Okay. All right, so, okay, sorry. So what was the, let's see. I see there's debates about trick-or-treating. Yeah. Used to be my job. Now, up in here in New Hampshire, our house is so isolated, nobody ever comes. Let's see. Boy, where was that? Was forever ago, Ethelwald. There it is. Ethelwald's question. Right. Why would Captain Hawley think about Bigwig when Sandalwood Warren is under attack? Okay. Right. Why is it that Hawley's thought was fixed on Bigwig? That was all that he could think of. Okay. Great question. Because remember, Hawley attacked Bigwig, and he attacked Bigwig because he was going to leave. Like, Captain Hawley had heard about Fiver's warning to the Thrira and their desire and their plans to leave, and he had come to arrest Bigwig, to kill him, really, as he admitted later on, because he was really upset that Bigwig would think about leaving the Warren. Remember, I mean, Bigwig, it's less clear at the very beginning of the book, but he's kind of a big deal, right? I mean, the fact that Bigwig has the sort of size that leads General Woundwort later on to just, like, take one look at him and be like, whoa, that's a distinctly useful rabbit. Like, Bigwig he's not just any old member of the Ausla. I mean, he doesn't have any formal rank because he's still young. He doesn't have any formal rank in the Sandalford Ausla, but he's clearly got a lot of potential. I mean, he's the kind of... there is every chance, it seems to me, had the Sandalford Warren not been destroyed, it seems entirely possible that Bigwig might have been the next Chief Rabbit. Hawley wouldn't necessarily have succeeded because Hawley's not as strong as... Hawley obviously has the leadership potential, but also has the attitude of the born second in command, as the narrator tells us. Bigwig would very likely, or at least have been a strong contender to be the successor of the Thrira, I think, because he's clearly bigger and stronger than I would guess anybody else in the Sandalford Ausla. So Bigwig defecting and leaving is a big deal, because think about what that means, therefore. Like, this guy, this rabbit, right? Bigwig, who could be probably not a rival of the Threera. The Threera is old enough that goodness knows the Bigwig could probably take him now if he wanted to, right? Is going to defect. So this looks like he's like forming. You can easily see how Holly would have thought Bigwig a major threat. Hang on, let me talk to this overseer. Okay. Yeah, I'm a recruit. That's me. Recruit for the labor force. I'm incognito. I'm staffed by incompetent mongrels, as you can see. All right, fine. You have to know that you're blocked by the second overseer. Okay, so I got to go find out what's holding up the second overseer. All right. And I'm going to guess he's probably going to be held up by the other overseer. Who's this? Huh. Oh, hey. Hang on. This overseer over here is watching. Let me just come over here first here. All right. I'll come back to Bigwig in a second. Who do I think I am? Bullying you about your shipment schedule. I'm not bullying you. I'm just, helpful. That's me. Helpful. Okay. Go find out about the other overseer. Okay. Psst. Hey, lady. Are you willing to, be part of a subversive underground here?
You do not belong in this land.
Shh.
You are not welcome.
Okay, well, now that's good. That's a good line. Yeah, tell me how unwelcome I am. Speak with Katrin and leave you be. She knows what should be done with Devodiad. Does that mean, serve them medium rare with a side of potatoes, or... Anyway, okay. Well, I'll talk to that other person then. Okay. All right. Anyway, so Bigwig. So you can see how it would have looked in Holly's eyes that, because he wouldn't have, he didn't care. He didn't pay much attention to Fiverr himself. So what was going on? What did he see happening? When Bigwig and the others were leaving, he saw this as this is like Bigwig is going off to start like a splinter war, and this was a serious threat. And even if the Threera were willing to let him go, Holly was not going to stand for that. He's the captain of the Ausla, and this is A, Bigwig being uppity, but B, a serious threat to the integrity of the Warren, and he wasn't going to have it. But notice how that's already a kind of Woundwartian thought, right? This whole no one may be allowed to leave the Warren kind of thing. Whereas somebody else might have encouraged that to be like, hey, actually, that's the most sensible thing to do with a sort of unpredictable but immensely strong character like Bigwig, to say, yeah, actually, why don't you guys go off? It'll make it more pleasant around here for us. But that's not Holly's impulse. Anyway, so the reason he keeps thinking about Bigwig when the disaster comes, he was ignoring the prophecy, Fiverr's prophecy that doom was coming. He didn't take it seriously. For him, he was just focused on Bigwig, and was not taking Bigwig at his word, basically, that they believed in this prophecy. So when the disaster then comes, the one idea that begins to just kind of consume his mind is, I got to go find Bigwig and tell him that he was right. And that's why he focuses on... So that's, I think, the explanation, that's my explanation anyway, for why Captain Holly reacted to Bigwig as he did at the beginning, and why he felt so bad about it afterwards, because he came to understand I was wrong the whole way. And he feels the need to atone for that, because he's Holly. He's a good guy. All right. Cool. Let's see. I'm not questioning you. These overseers are really touchy. Yeah, so, no, of course I don't look like one of the clansmen. Yeah, you spotted that. Tell the gatekeepers that we will have their shipment ready if the fourth station ever comes through. Right, got it, okay. And we're continuing to pass the buck. All right, so let's go up to the fourth station, and we'll see what we can do here. Okay, what's going on here? What are you guys doing? What are you hacking? Is that even wood? earth did this thing used to be? Was it a house? Awfully spiky. I have no idea what this thing was. Hey there. Yeah. Hey. No, I see. Right? So I have to hop to look over, but... Cows. You keep an eye on those cows. If any of them start to make any funny moves, you're going to be well positioned. This is a pretty good spot, actually, with your bows. Yeah. Yeah, this is a really good tactical position. So that if... Oh, yeah, how you got the gate over there, so they'll come up and they'll besiege that gate, and then you can shoot them from this angle. It's pretty sweet. Those cows don't stand a chance, lady. You have got their number. But seriously, what the heck is that? A boat? I think it's a boat? Peter, maybe it's awfully metallic and spiky. Okay. A ballista. You just can't be too careful about those cows. Maybe I should be leading the Bovine Revolution here. What is this? This is adorable. Is this a little scale model of a siege tower? Because that's totally what it looks like. It is. Look at that's absolutely precious. Oh yeah, I like this design. Is somebody going to build a little model castle over there for you to assault? This is going to be so cool. Look at the little ladders. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay, wait, do you have is there a little drawbridge on the top there? There you go. There's your little drawbridge with little spikies at the bottom. Oh, this is wonderful. Yeah. You guys are doing a great job. So now the next time you have to attack a castle of, like, you know, next time you have to attack Redwall Abbey or something, you're going to be all ready. Unbelievable. This is so cool. I never noticed this either. This is, wait, oh man. This is my favorite thing in Galtrev now. So what's the plan here, guys? You have to run this design by somebody else? In which case, what's up with this like rigging around here? Is that functional? What's it for? Structural stability? Keep it from tipping over? Okay. Right, sit down to a wider base down here. Okay, so it's less tippy. Wow, that's really clever, guys. This is the best model siege tower I've ever seen. Yeah, you guys really went all out. Really, really went all out. Yeah, exactly, Tug McGill. It's the R&D department here in Galtrev. You guys Dragon Clan? Because if so, that's really too bad. I mean, I don't think this is going to work in Helm's Deep, but wow, you know. Yeah. What's this? Okay, this looks like a kindling and like tinder and scrap metal? Or is this burned sticks? I think it's burned sticks. How perplexing. Is this like a science fair project? Right? Like before and after burning. Like, are we studying the properties of wood and like the chemical effects of combustion? You know, that could be it. Maybe this is the Galtrev Science Fair, and you guys are like talking about, you know, siege architecture, because like this would be a cool science fair project, right? This scale model of a siege tower, especially like it could be a physics thing, right? You know, or like an engineering project, especially with your, you know, ropes for like, and if we do the ropes on the outside attached to these little horns, then it increases the stability by 56%, right? I bet that's totally part of their pitch. Wow. Wow. Okay. Oh, look at this. We've got little... I already did a little mini ballista. Oh, those are adorable. Those are even cuter. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Are they the same design? Yeah, they're pretty much the same design. Yeah. I'm glad they built two of them, though, because you never know when a tabletop ballista is going to be really important. That's it's a trashed ballista model. That's okay. I can see that. I can see that. Wow. Okay, and these are actual ballista bolts here. Okay, right. That's less cute, but oh dear. What happened to this one? Oh, well, this explains it then. That's what... So this pile over here that this other lady was hacking at looks like another wrecked ballista then. Right? So you got the spiky arm there. Right, and that's corresponds to this spiky arm over here. Yeah, see that thing? I think that's like the bow there, yeah. Oh no, not quite the same shape. Again, rejected design. So this one didn't work out too well, and so we're okay, right, there's the wheel. Yep, okay. So we have two model ballistae along with three full-scale ballistae, only one of which turned out to be functional. The other two failed. Oh man. Hope the designers who designed them were okay. Hey, Urien. Are you any relation of King Urien? Just asking. Another Arthurian name here, of course, because Celtic, right? So we're gonna have the same. Okay. Oh, are you watching out for the cows too? Hey, wait. Hey, dude. Are you part of the conspiracy? Are you on the side of the cows? Are you going to send them secret signals so that the cows know when to attack? I would urge a nocturnal bovine assault so that the archers will not be able to target them from the walls. Just remind the cattle not to carry torches. Yeah. This is great. Okay, so, oh, where's the laborer? He's what? Hey, man. It's, is this like your, do you guys have a union or something? Is this like your union smoking break or something over here? It's cool. No, I mean, don't get up. Don't get up. It's good. I approve. I mean, these overseers really sound like they're in a hurry and totally impatient. So you think that this was their wrecked model? Like this was a they set fire, they like got frustrated and set fire. This was like their first model and they set fire to it. And then what is this? The kindling to set fire to their new version if it fails? Oh man, and there's Osdunhoth again. Man, that just dominates all of Dunland. Good grief. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Well, this is wonderful. How did I never... I mean, because this is the labor camp, right? So I just always was looking around here like labor camp, right? And I didn't even really pay close attention to what was happening here. This is beautiful. Oh man, the little kitty tower is just the best. Oh, hang on. Catapult. Right? Trebuchet. In fact. Hey there, Prianu. Oh, yeah. What are you using, a basket? I don't know. I mean, you sure that thing's going to come out of the basket? I suppose maybe it will. I mean, normally, Rihanna, I got to tell you, for a trebuchet, you usually want a sling, right? So that it'll let the thing go reliably. But I guess, it probably would work. If not, you're going to end up hacking it apart like the other lady up the hill. Is there a little... Excuse me. Oh, hey there, Flint Ironheart. Hang on. Don't mind me. I just want to see if anyone did if there are any specs on that trebuchet. Right, did anybody make a little model trebuchet? Because I want one. Can I get... Is it too much? Is that too much to ask? Like a little quarter scale trebuchet? Right? What, did they just do that from scratch? That would have been reckless. You even tested that thing out, Flint Ironheart? Those cows could attack any day. Oh, sorry. Wait, I wasn't supposed to give that away. Ixnay on the okay. Hey, what are you... Oh, you're carving spears, right? I think once you've attached the spearhead, you're pretty much committed. If you're trying to sharpen the spear, you're using the wrong implement. But far be it from me to try to make the Isengard workforce more efficient. Besides which, isn't it time for your smoking break yet? Wow. Okay. Hey, stable master. And look, there's Kiriana dancing on a chicken coop. Whoa, dancing near a chicken coop. Dancing in midair. Hey, look, I'm like standing under Kiriana dancing in midair off of a chicken coop. Okay, here we go. Awesome. Hey, Hologro. So these chicken coops are reminding me. They're reminding me. Hologro, have you?
I have not seen your kind before.
Have we determined that Mount Doom is officially chickenable? Is it possible to chicken the Mount Doom yet? Because if so, I'm almost ready. Yeah. I don't. Have you done it yet, Hologro? A Mordor run past the Black Gate. It's not yet? Okay. You've gotten them to the Black Gate? Right. All right. Well, as soon as we know for sure, because of course, obviously, I don't want to do it and get all the way there and then only to find that we can't. So, because I promised at my Wigan Marathon several weeks back that we would do a fried chicken run. I want to go all the way to the Cracks of Doom and chuck myself in. So, yeah. But Hologro, you are the chicken run master. I rely on you implicitly to guide me in the chicken run ways. So, okay. Well, I definitely want to see if we can establish that, because my hope, I would if it were possible, I would love to do that probably sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm thinking. So something along the lines of like one of the first couple weekends in December, maybe. That would be optimal for my schedule, I think. But we'll see. All right, Flint. You know everything is held up. I'm not reminding you. Boy, how did I get to be the bearer of bad news? I'm just trying to, infiltrate. I mean, put in some honest labor for Isengard, These lazy fools who work for me here can't seem to do anything right, and I can't punish them fast enough to fix matters. Beatings will continue until morale improves. I don't know why our great lord would wish to ally himself with such feeble, incompetent folk. They would be more useful as food for the Uruks than as suppliers and warriors. Looks like you have just volunteered to flog these useless mules until the supply lines are running smoothly again. Okay, right, because that's That's what I look like to you. I look like a flogger to you. It's like somebody who can really beat these people into work. Okay. If the guard sent you here to join the labor force, then you have come to the right place. You're hopelessly behind. Okay. Go flog, beat, and torture the workers until they are productive again. Excellent. That's a good leadership strategy. Yeah. That's pretty much the same. I mean, as the, Fairvenon and Maven and everybody can tell you, it's pretty much my approach at Signum University. Pretty much every day. That's our motto. Flog, beat, and torture the workers until they're productive again. All right. Okay. Awesome. Maven says, of course, Maven, I knew you'd already be on it. I just couldn't help. I was like, I noticed Hologrow was here, and I'm like standing amongst the chickens. I was thinking about it. Yeah. Okay. Also singing in chain gangs. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. This is fantastic. Work twice as fast. Double your production. If they still don't work, kill them and take their place. Oh yes, I'll kill the lot of them and I'll do all of their work twice as fast as they were doing it. Good plan. Good plan. Flint Ironheart is my management hero. Oh, hey, Round, I get to talk to you now. So were you part of the design of this? And what did you guys do with the scale model? Because you totally must have made a scale model.
To trust the Goliath, but perhaps you may be of help to me?
I might be of help to you. To find your scale model? Okay, wait. This is what happens when you're too generous. They borrow your nails and never bring any back. Oh my gosh, how many times have I said the same thing? You're out of nails, and the work on this siege engine shall never be finished. Did those guys up the hill use all of your nails to make their little model, right? Some people in their hobbies can be really obsessive. They probably didn't realize they did anything wrong. Go find your missing nails. Okay. I have to find 15 nails. All right. Okay, you're doing it wrong.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust the Voriad.
Okay, so many staves. All of these staves must be turned into spears. In fact, they have been turned into spears. They should have been turned into spears hours ago. Okay. Okay, let's see. Excellent. All right. I don't know what to do. Do I know how to craft spears? No, I'm supposed to beat you until you craft more spears. Isn't that how this is supposed to work? You worry about what the overseer will do to me if I fail? It's okay. I will enter into a little conspiracy with you, and we'll try to. I'll instead of beating you. Instead of beating the workers, we will help them to... Whatever. Moron. Okay. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. I gotta talk to Mr. Smoking Break up here.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Vodiad.
Right. Yeah. I get it. Am I a visitor here? I wish I could have seen it before. It was the greatest village in all of Dunland. Well, it's still kind of big. Now it's not but a labor camp. Well, okay, right, yeah. I imagine the local culture has been under somewhat of a strain, but all the working men have gone, or perhaps they were taken. The old and the women are left to bear the heavy burdens. For myself, I cannot even lift the boxes I'm supposed to carry. Oh, so... Supply delivery. Okay. I can help with that. Wait, missing nails. Aha, look, I knew it. I knew it. See? You guys had the missing nails up here for your model. Okay. All right. Hang on. I'll come back and help you out here. So how many spears do we need to make? Yikes. 14? Okay. We're carving. We're going. I'm helping the people of Galtrev. Sort of. I have to admit, this seems a little sketchy. Well, not sketchy, but a little, Oh, wait. Then I'm supposed to... I'm just picking them up. So I got to carve them again here. I got to whittle. Doing some whittling. Okay, actually, let me just pick up a whole bunch of staves, and then I'll do a bunch of whittling, and that'll allow me to do another lore question. Right, because of course here I am helping the war effort, right? Carving spears that are certainly going to be used against the Rohirrim. Going to be seeing the business end of these spears at Helm's Deep. But, you know, we'll see if we can lead I'm hoping we're going to get around to leading a revolt. Because that's what I'm all about. So we're going to lead a revolt. And we're going to get the cows to attack. And when they do, the half-orcs will never see it coming. Okay, let's see. I think these two will do it. Alright, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to stand up here and whittle with you. If that's okay. There we go. It helps if you flip your knife like that. It's twice as efficient that way. Okay. Oh, the unlock hasn't happened yet for the chickens to Mordor? Well, let's hope that happens soon. As soon as that happens, well, I can't promise like the instant it happens, but obviously when we get that going, because I wanna go to Mordor. Yeah, if we could convince some of the fine folks at Standing Stone not only to unlock it for chickens, but also to come along and chat with me while I run through Mordor, that would be awesome. Wow. Okay. All right. So, more lore questions. So far, I've had 0 Tolkien lore questions, and we've had 1 Dante question and 1 Watership Down question. Which was a great Watership Down question, by the way. That was really fun. What? Oh dear, I've got to reforge my my dagger. Better go do that. Okay. Finish whittling here. All right. Okay. Hang on. I got your spears right here, but again. Oh, hi, Katrin. Are you the person I'm supposed to go talk to? Right. Shh. Hey, hang on. I'm taller than you. Boy, that's not good. Hang on. Just gotta do a little quick reforge up here. Excuse me. Pardon me. Yep. Sorry. Hi, Mr. Forge Master. Need to reforge my dagger. If that's okay. That's the one. Okay, Cunning attack bleed damage? Or agility modifier? I'm gonna go with this one. Okay. Alright, now I gotta make sure to do my points again here. So let's see, what do we have? Okay, right. Rank up my DPS. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. What is this? +1 new legacy slot? What does that even mean? And it costs... Is that just a bug? Weird. Okay. Surprise... position surprise... Feint attack damage. I'm forgetting what my legacies are on this thing. Coup de grace damage. Yeah. Let's max that out. What else do we want to max? We want to max Surprise strike from stealth. And that's it. Good. All right. Fine. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right. Eleanor, why is Círdan the only elf mentioned having a beard? Great question. I have no idea. Círdan's beard is a little weird. Nobody else has a beard. Or at least it's never mentioned. Not in the Lord of the Rings anyway. I don't think there's any reason to... he never says that elves don't have beards, so it's not like it's an inconsistency. It's just very unusual. Does that mean do elves shave, right? If so, that would seem weird, wouldn't it? I think that's why Círdan's beard seems so odd. Because it gives you the impression, right, as if Círdan alone of the elves of Middle-earth doesn't shave or has the power to grow a beard. I mean, is that like, do you have to level up to a certain point until you can grow facial hair for a beard? Because, I mean, the elves are, they've lived thousands of years. So you'd think if they had, the follicles for it, they'd do it. It would happen. So it's a strange... Tugmigo's thinking maybe they will it to grow or not. And honestly, that's kind of what I would go for, frankly. I would that makes more sense than anything else. I can't imagine that all of the clean-shaven elves in the world shave regularly. That they're like this daily shaving of the elves. It can't be. It can't be. It just that I can't believe that they would do that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that either beard growing is only some kinds of elves do it, and why, and how did that happen? I have no idea. Or it would be an individual thing. So Tugmigil, if that does make sense, right? Either everybody else is shaving, or Círdan has willed himself a beard. And does that make sense? Well, yeah, that could work, actually. I mean, the relationship between an elf's Hroa, that is his body, and his Fea, that is his spirit, is a little different. I mean, it's a little more conscious than... the Hroa is sort of the manifestation of the Fea. They don't just kind of end up in a body the same way that humans end up in bodies. So, I could buy that. See, Jesse, I can't imagine that every elf in Middle-earth is shaving just to make sure they don't look like dwarves, right? I mean, if anything, if beards were the natural state of elves, you'd think their objections would be the other way around. You think they would be, sorry.
I have heard the wails of the Coothrowl in the night.
Really? It sounds like a personal problem, but it's not to the purpose. Here's a bunch of spears. I got to keep going now, but be ready. Hold these spears in readiness when the bovine uprising comes. Oh, hang on a second. I'm still looking for nails. Look at this. The overseer borrowed the nails. Man, give me that nail, would you please? See, you're not part of the solution. You're part of the problem. Okay. I don't see any more nails. Still looking. Rianu. No problem. Let me see if anybody else here. Let's see. Do you find any nails in the wreckage of the rejected thing? No? Hey guys, you have any nails or anything? Just in case the cows attack, which I'm totally not expecting or anything. It's probably not going to happen, so don't worry about it. And you won't need the nails anyway, even if they do attack, which they're not. So that's fine. Hang on, let me just carry that heavy burden there while we're at it. JJ says, I sang of hair on chins, and hair on chins there grew. Yeah, that's more or less it. That's more or less it, JJ. Okay. Okay, wow, that box looked heavier when it was on the ground. Where are we going with the box? I don't even know. Oh, right, down there, okay. No problem. Excuse me, pardon me. Going down to one of the overseers. Right? Yes. I think I have to take this down to the first overseer. Okay. So could Galadriel will herself a beard if she... You know... you couldn't rule it out, right? I mean, who's to say that Galadriel would lack the power to grow herself a beard if she wanted to grow a beard? But it's hard to imagine that she would. There you go. Little care package for Isengard. Okay, found some nail. What is this? Just random piece of leather stretching? Okay. Right. Have any of you guys seen the scale model of the trebuchet? It's missing from uphill. Or nails. I'll take that. Okay. Okay, wait. There was another question. I've gotten rather distracted on the bearded lady subject. Hang on. Hang on a second. I hit the wrong thing. Okay, let's see. What was that other question? Does the Ring of Fire grant long facial hair, JJ? Oh, so your explanation for why Círdan has a beard and Gandalf has super eyebrows? Can't rule it out. JJ also asked, why are the dwarves considered woefully unprepared for not bringing weapons on their journey, but Aragorn isn't? Oh, so you think I'm a little too harsh on the dwarves? Just because Aragorn only brought a broken sword with him? Fair enough. Fair enough. It is true that Aragorn does seem slightly underprepared as well. Hang on, I gotta keep picking up missing nails while I'm talking here. So JJ is referring to, for those of you who don't know, so one of the comments that I made in my book is that it's very interesting that the dwarves, Thorin and company, seem really laughably unprepared for their journey, as it's fairly clear when they leave Bag End, they don't have any weapons. They're completely unarmed. You can tell when the troll thing happens. Excuse me, did you have any... Sorry. Never mind. Because they have to, like, Thorin is reduced to, like, having to pick, even though he goes in expecting trouble, he has to resort to picking up sticks off the ground, right, in order to fight them. So clearly, there's they don't. If he had a weapon, he would have used it at that point. But he doesn't have a weapon, so they find the two swords. So Gandalf and Thorin are both armed after that point, but not before. And but JJ was pointing out that Aragorn seems to be in the same boat. That's a little less obvious to me, though. There are really only two points of evidence to suggest that. One is that he's carrying a sword, but the sword is Narsil, right? So where am I going? Oh yeah, I was coming back up here so I can carry another box. That's what I'm doing. So, you know, his sword is broken, so he's not carrying, like, a useful sword. And then the second thing, of course, is that when they attack the ringwraiths, right, when they're defending Weathertop, he uses torches. He doesn't show any other weapons then either. But I'm not convinced of that. He knows. He tells Frodo all weapons perish that pierce that dreadful king. So he knows that normal weapons aren't much use against the Witch King and the other Ringwraiths. So I don't really see any reason to think. So he's fighting with torches. So I mean, it's funny, right, JJ? Because of course it's exactly parallel. I mean, in both cases, both Thorin with the trolls and Aragorn with the Ringwraiths, they end up fighting with burning sticks, right? But the difference here is that Thorin is clearly picking up the only weapon that was to hand, which is a stick that was in the fire. The troll's fire. It's not even his own stick that he brought with him from his own fire, right? It's unlike Aragorn again. It's just whatever is literally sitting right there to hand. Aragorn has planned in advance for the burning sticks, right? For the torches. So he made that up with he made that up on purpose, not just because he had no other weapon, but because he legitimately believed that that would be the most effective weapon against the Nazgul. So that does not prove to me that Aragorn is actually weaponless. Does he have... It does seem that he doesn't carry another sword, which is interesting. But actually not all that shocking. I don't know. Oops, hang on. I'm going the wrong place. I'm going to take this to the third work site, which is not down here. See, there I go. Just talking and running and not thinking where I'm going. Anyway, so... Well, JJ, he grabs a branch when the hobbits are worried about trolls, but that's because he knows there aren't any live trolls. Remember, what he does with that branch is break it over the back of the stone troll, which is what he was planning to do with it all along, right? So he knows where they are. He knows what awaits them in that glade, and is therefore not worried. So even if he had another weapon, he wouldn't draw it at that point. Oh. I see. What are we looking for? See any cows? No. See, here you've got a lower gate down there, so the cows would have to make it all the way up the hill. But I think... Ooh. Is that the same ruin? No. No, see, that's that tower. Darn it. So this is obviously a Gondorian watchtower. And there's Ostunhoth. No, that's the other ruin I can't get into. Ostunhoth, that's on the other side of the hill. Sorry. Okay. Excuse me, any nails around here? I'm looking for missing nails. I found some in the other camps. You're telling me you have no missing nails? Hey, Mr. Third Overseer, you guys didn't steal a single nail? I find that hard to believe. I'm still missing 6 nails. No? You don't have any. Shocking. I guess I'll have to go back to the marketplace. Oh, yeah, Rosie, could you resend your question? Might have missed it. Yeah. Eleanor, I kind of assumed that he had a dagger as well. The guard at the west gate. Let's see. Oh, wait. There's a nail. It just kind of occurred to me that going around the... Hobby Master? Is this your fishing pool? Really? Okay. Now that's cute. You've got like a little koi pond that you're fishing in? You don't find that a little unsporting? You know, who am I to judge? You guys, have you seen nails? Yeah. I understand that you guys are probably taking these nails and trying to conceal them around town so as to prevent the labor from going on. I assume that you guys are all like planning to be part of the uprising, but don't worry, we have a new plan. I am going to forge an alliance with those cows down the hill. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So Rosie, if you could resend your question, that'd be good. All right. Is this the last one? No. That's the penultimate nail. Okay. Yeah. So don't worry. We're gonna. So guys, we're being more devious, folks. We're gonna appear to comply, but then we're secretly gonna not comply. Oh dear, you look upset, Murray. Okay, alright. I just gotta go deliver this. Can I jump over this wall? Yeah, no. Alright. Found your missing nails. Gotta carry this. Another supply box? Oh, this one to the gate. Okay, so this is the last one? I'm gonna carry the one you're leaning against? Seems rude. Okay. West gate. Right, that one down there? Right. Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh, right, the half-elf question. Okay. Right, Rosie. Half-elf. So, I think that the... Right. So, your question is, why is Dior, considered half-elven when Luthien, he's not born, he's not conceived until after the Luthien comes back as a mortal. So wouldn't he be 100% mortal since both of his parents are technically by that time mortal? There you go, Ruthless Tom. I don't know why you needed that, but I'm sure you're going to put it to good use. All right, let's gallop back up there. Okay, so that's a really good question. I think, though, that the answer is people tend to think about the half-elven under too much of the influence of modern genetics, essentially. I mean, I was just having this discussion with my sons who were basically in this heated debate about like exactly what percentage of elf is Elrond, right? They're like, okay, because so if his dad was a half elf, they were granting us that, Rosie. So if his grandfather Dior was a half elf, and Dior marries an elf, then Elwing is actually not a half elf; she's 3/4 elf. So if she's 3/4 elf, and Earendel is half of an elf, then actually he's 5/8 elf. He's not a half elf. He's a 5/8 elf. And I was like, I cannot deny your reasoning there. Elrond is 5/8 elf. But it doesn't work that way. As it's fairly clear that Tolkien was not thinking in strictly genetic terms when he, devises the concept of the half-elven. What a kind soul I must be. Well, thank you, Gethin. I'm trying to help. Hey, your friendship is worth a lot, especially if it furthers the Bovine Revolution. And now, I got your nails.
The Uchtwairod requires us to give welcome to the
You didn't even know this many had gone missing? Hey, no problem. I like to think I'm helping the people of Dunland. Okay, Mr. Flint Ironheart, Mr. Torture the people into submission. I'm not so bad. When I whip these sluggards, I could swear they're even less productive than before. But don't worry about cause and effect there, Flint. You just keep up your techniques. Show you my flogging techniques. Oh yeah, it's pretty special. Find more work. Okay, that's it. Oh, Gethin, you have a plan? Okay. All right. Now I'll get off my horse. Hey, man. What are we going to do next? How are we going to overthrow them? He's distracted and now you can rest? You've kind of been resting, but that's great. I just want you to know that I support you in that.
Many foul things dwell in the shadows.
I've done a great service.
I fear wolves will be the least of our troubles.
Okay, perhaps I can give you news. Oh, good. Yeah. Give me news. Let's see. What manner of goods were in the boxes? Well, you know that Saruman has rallied his white-hand servants to oversee the delivery of the weapons and goods that were manufactured in Dunland. I can only imagine that these items are going to supply a great war. You're free to peek into the boxes, but don't let the white hand see you at it. Okay. I'm gonna peek. Oh, I don't get to actually learn what's in it. If I examined it, shouldn't I know? Okay, oh, right behind Flint's back, huh? Oh, on the other side of the haystack, yeah. Shh. You won't see me from here. Oh, man. Why wouldn't tell me what's in there? Oh, we got shipments all over the place. Whoa. Okay. Alright, well, I'll keep looking for Isengard shipments, and... What was I talking about? Half-elves. Okay, right. Not thinking in terms of genetics. That's what we were discussing. So, it is interesting, Rosie, for that reason, right? That, or not for the genetics reason, but it is interesting that the children of Beren and Luthien should be considered half-elves. It implies a kind of... I'm not sure how to say it. It implies a kind of special grace for their children, right? Almost as if she has not completely well, what it suggests to me, or rather the question it raises, that's a better way to say it. The question it raises is, what exactly happens to Luthien after she does her thing, right? After her little conversation with Mandos. What happens exactly? She does not, it seems, if the implication, Rosie, is that if she, we shouldn't think about what happens to Luthien when she returns from the dead as like what happens to, as like a Little Mermaid situation, right? Or a Pinocchio situation, right? It's not like she's transformed. She was an elf, but now when she comes back, she's a human. She's been transformed into a human, right? As a consequence of her sort of deal with Mandos there. I don't see... Oh! Hey! Everybody, what's this? Wow. You guys children? What happens here? Gladiatorial games? Roller derby? Improv comedy? Huh. Shakespeare on the Hill? Wow. No one gives me any clues there. Wow. So, interesting. I'm still looking for more Isengard shipments to examine mysteriously and not actually find out what's in them. Anyway, okay, so I guess we know what the people of Galtrev do for fun. Stand around a stone ring and cheer. And they say there's no nightlife. Anyway, so Rosie, as I was saying, let me finish. Let me attempt to maintain my train of thought for more than 10 seconds. It suggests that she does not just transform into a human being. Because if she did just transform into a human being, then yeah, their kids would be totally human, right? But they're not. Dior is not just sort of officially adopted as the heir of Thingol because he's the daughter of Luthien and the grandson of Dior. You'd think if he were human, that wouldn't work out. At least it certainly wouldn't work out long term, right? So when she returns, she's still an elf. And presumably still with the I don't know, like all of the wherewithal of an elf. The difference is merely when she dies, right? You know, when she dies, her spirit is not going to go to Mandos. It's going to go to wherever the spirits of men go. So the change that seems to be put upon her is not a change to her physical being right away. The change is to her fate after death. You know, the next time her body dies, her spirit will not go to Mandos. That's my understanding, and that of course would explain why Dior is half elf technically, but he's officially sort of full elf, right? The half elf in question doesn't really come in until later on. Indeed, all of them, Dior, Elwing, Eärendil, all of them seem to live as elves, right? There's no clear sense that they're in a different category. Remember, the choice of the half-elven as to, you know, which fate you would choose isn't given for the first time to Eärendil in Valinor. And remember, he lets his wife choose, and then he kind of regrets it because he kind of would have liked to be with mortal men. Yeah. Now, Alfwin is saying, shouldn't she have been considered half-elf in the first place, since she was half-elf, half-Maiar? No, not really. Come back to that in a second. Our people are fueling a great army. I don't know if I found what I was looking for. I don't know what I found. Young men go the same way as those crates. There are young men in the crates? Saruman promised the lands of Rohan will be returned to us, but the horse lords are vicious foes. Well, can we talk about this, Gethin? That's not really your problem here. Hey, Urien, King of Gore. Anyway, Urien is a Knight of the Round Table. Uwain's father.
The Terknuth have been destroyed. I pray to the Uwhirad that we will not be next.
You know, those opening statements by the Dunlandings are getting less and less relevant as we go south. Anyway, yeah, you can speak with me. Absolutely. Shh. All right. The daily wood shipment from the Galtrev lumber camp is late, and you fear for the well-being of the driver Frayed upon his return. You think he's going to be sorely punished. All right, I'll go see what I can do, man. I'll try to help him with his lumber shipment. And, oh, Luned. Oh, who was Luned? She's somebody too. Luned. That's another Welsh name I know from legend or story.
Even the Uchluth have need of help on occasion.
Can't remember. Who's late? You, Devonia. Okay. Am I going out east of Galtrev? May do. Could I look for your friend Leolin? Sure. He ventured out onto the road early this morning and has not yet returned. Okay. Sure. Anybody else? Feel good? I want to make sure I'm helping as many people as possible there. Okay, so I gotta... Whoa, Gryfflet. Chill out here. Alright. I gotta talk to Catelyn now. Shh. Hey, short lady. I guess if you stood up straight, you'd be taller than me, but not much. Hey, Katrin.
You want to know what is happening in these lands?
Yeah, it's okay. I already know about Operation Cattle, about the Bovine Revolt. And Galtrev, I must not offend the wrong people. It's dangerous to make enemies here. Don't worry. Shall we just lead a revolt? Okay. Seek Dai, Hulun, or Idwal. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. No, Braun, we're good for now. So are they in town? Oh, yeah, they're up there. Okay. Oh, so crazy trick. Reading the Silmarillion, yeah. Here's the main thing. Don't try to remember everything. The biggest mistake, I think, that people make when they try to read the Silmarillion is like trying to memorize everything. Don't try to keep track of all the names. It's totally fine. If you see a name that you don't recognize, just kind of let it go. The first time through, just kind of let it go. It's not that big a deal. People get overwhelmed by the names and then just like list and like, hang on, wait, I've got to stop reading so I can make a flow chart. Who wants to do that, right? And it's okay. Just read it and get the gist of the stories. The names that you need to know will come up often enough that you will remember them, right? So just roll with it. And no, Crazy Trick, actually, I'm a fan of the audiobook. Well, big surprise. I'm a massive audiobook fan under any circumstances. But I actually really like exactly what I'm suggesting is easier to do, because I think that the problem of getting bogged down happens more to people who are reading the book in print. Because when you read the book in print and you're it's like, oh, wait, hang on, I got to stop and go back and look up that name and everything. And again, then you stop your forward progress and you lose the whole flow of the story. When you're listening to Martin Shaw, you just let it roll over you and don't worry about the names. It's much easier to do that with the audiobook. So actually, I recommend the audiobook. I think that's a better way, really, to read it for the first time. Now, as you know, Madman Motto is saying he always reads it with his Tolkien companion at elbow for reference. That's handy, but do that the second time through. First time through, just read it or listen to it. I think it would be really good. And yes, so Crazy Trick, I strongly recommend the audiobook version. Strongly recommend it. Just get it, listen to it straight through, and you will get to and find all of the wonderful stories. And then when you want to do it again, you can go back and make sure, now that you're mastering all the names and things. And once you know the stories, it's easier to do that. So, yep, that's definitely what I would recommend. Okay.
This lane belongs to the Ox clan. You will not leave here alive.
Oh, well, I just wanted to... I have much to learn at the hands of the Ox Clan. So you're... Okay. I guess we can do it this way. I was hoping for a... Are you testing me? Like, to see my fidelity to... Okay. I've cowed the angry Dunlanding. So was Katrin sending me on a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern trip here? Hi, Die. Die. That's it? Oh, I just go back to Katrin now, huh? Okay. So I only need to fight the one of them? Alright. Was she testing me? Ethelot asks, do I believe in Dagor Dagorath? That's a very interesting question, Ethelot. All right. So, let me explain. Dagor Dagorath is the battle at the end of the world. It's the last battle when Morgoth returns and is destroyed.
I did not think to see you again, Demodiad.
The apocalypse.
I was wrong, yeah?
You heard the cries of that pathetic ox from here. Wait, what? So did you want me to kill him? Well, you know, we need to be a little more forthright here, Katrin. Folk of many clans live in Galtrev, but those who have grown wealthy from the gifts of Saruman float to the top. We of the lower village work hard just to get by. Okay, so that's the Ox clan up there. So it's irony that we're going to use a herd of cattle to revolt and overcome the Ox clan. That is poignant, Katrin. I see what you're going for now. But the taskmasters in the upper village live off our labors and return the products of them to the wizard. Perhaps I can be of some use to the Hebogluth, the clan of the Falcon. Okay. We stand against those who have thrown in with Saruman. Hey, great.
Even the folk of Galtrev are put to work to further the wizard's aims.
Okay. Many of the people of many clans have listened to the promises of Saruman. Right. At the lumber camp, trees are felled and the wood prepared for carting to Isengard. Go there, steal their axes, and throw them in the pond. All right, sabotage. That's what I'm talking about. Even if they fish them out, the rust will make the axes unreliable. Ha ha! I have rendered your axes unreliable and difficult to use. Take that, war machine of Saruman. Members of the Dragon Clan may have brought the axes to other settlements in Prengwith. Wait. What? What? So we're gonna spread? We're gonna set up an epidemic of unreliable axes? Oh, that is insidious, Katrin. It might have sweeping effects. If only our axes had been more reliable, they will say as they die. Wow. Okay. This is great. Just the kind of stroke at the heart of the wizard's rule that I was hoping to strike. So I guess my destiny is lumber camp. That's where we're headed. So let's head out in that direction. Whoa, I'm over time, however. I need to go pick up my children. So we're going to... Hi, White Hand Guard. You're not ruthless, are you? Right? Are you the Ruthful Guard? I mean, ugly, yes, but... Okay, oh, so you have the nice, fancy White Hand banner, White Hand symbol on your chest, not the just like... Got it. All right. Ah, they look so innocent. Okay. However, I should go. Did I finish answering the question? What was I talking about? I don't remember. Silmarillion. Oh, the Dagor Daggerath. Okay, let me finish that quickly because I started answering. So the Dagor Daggerath is the battle at the end of the world. And Tolkien only described it in, I think it's the 1930 Quentin Oldorinwa is the last place it was described. And so the question is, did Tolkien abandon that or not? It's not included in any of the later writings, but the later writings are kind of sketchy, right? He also never wrote again the story of the fall of Gondolin, right? That is to say, he never revised the fall of Gondolin story, or rather, he started to do it in the Tuor story that gets included in Unfinished Tales, but stopped at the most horrible cliffhangery moment, right as he was about to arrive in Gondolin. So we never got a fuller description of the Battle of Gondolin and the fall of Gondolin. The fullest version of that we get is in the Book of Lost Tales. The last. That is to say that the latest in his life version of the Fall of Gondolin that Tolkien ever wrote was in 1930. In all of his later revisions of the Silmarillion, he never got to that point ever again, and he never wrote this full story of Eärendil ever. Again, sketches, but he never really... Eärendil was supposed to have tons of adventures, and he never wrote them. So the question is the Dagor Daggerath, the battle at the apocalyptic battle at the end of the world, did Tolkien drop that from his mythology, or did he just never get around to it again? Either one of those things is possibly true. So that, I think, is that's how I understand the question when I say, when you ask, do I believe in it or not? Do I think it's sort of, it stays within the Tolkien canon in that way? And it's hard. It's hard to reconcile. I think that Christopher Tolkien was very right to leave it out of the published Silmarillion, because it's not really clear that all the elements of it really fit in with the concept of Morgoth and the Valar and the end of the world, that, what the consummation of the world is going to look like. That we get in the later mythology. So, I have to admit, I don't really think about it, but can I prove that it's not? Am I sure? I'm not sure. Do I think it's possible that Turin Turambar is still going to come back and kill Morgoth at the end of the world? That's what happens, by the way, right? Spoiler alert, Turin Turambar kills Melkor, with the Black Sword, right? So the Mormogil slays Morgoth in the last battle. Am I confident that Tolkien dropped that idea? No, I'm not confident that he dropped that idea. Look at the popularity of Turin. Honestly, I believe that this is why. The best evidence that I would give to say that the idea of Turin's role at the end of the world is not dropped from the later mythology is the popularity of the name of Turin among the Gondorians, right? Look at the number. There are, 2 Turins and a Turambar among the line of stewards, right? They keep naming their kids Turin. I think there's a reason for that. Why? Turin is the one who strikes the death blow against the Dark Lord, right? Good name for your son if he's going to be steward, Lord of Minas Tirith and steward of Gondor, right? And I think so it's hard for me to think, because if not that, then why? Like, why keep naming your kids Turin? That seems like a sketchy kind of name, right? But anyway, they did it, and that seems to me the most compelling reason why they would. So for these reasons, I am not at all convinced that those ideas from the Dagor Daggerath are not included. The whole description of it is sketchy enough anyway that it's hard to sort of have it, Nitesh, as you say, in your headcanon, because it's not fleshed out like the rest of the mythology, so it's hard to really fit it there. But I'm not sure that it's not still in Tolkien's head, not in any way. But anyway, all right. I will let you guys go, and I will go let my children come home from school. So thanks everybody for joining me again today, and I will see you guys next. This is the moment where I pause and say, wait, will I see you next week? Yes, I will see you guys next week. Thanks everybody. Bye now. Thanks for joining in on my rambles around Standing Stone's brilliant digital adaptation of Tolkien's world. If you enjoy these adventures, please consider supporting this and other entertaining educational programming by donating at signumuniversity.org/fund.